welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Chris Kelso, and I'm not thunderstruck because I have Fred Claridge on the phone with us. Fred, how you doing?
Just fine. How are you today?
Doing very well, thank you. You know, for all of our first-time listeners, let us know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, basically, I am the director, sounds very important, of an operation called CertifiedSenior.com. We're basically a senior advocacy group. We right now our latest fight, so to say, is on how to preserve Medicare and Social Security, not only for the seniors like myself, but also for the younger generations.
Well, Fred, first of all, you don't sound like a senior. I got to tell you that right now on air. But number two is that's a very important subject matter going on right now. Obviously, there's a lot of talk going on in Washington. We had the fiscal cliff talks that are going on. We still have a debate right now going on in reference to cuts. Budget cuts have to be done. And obviously, Social Security and Medicare are very high on the list of issues and concerns that general Americans have right now as to what's going to happen in the future, what's going to happen in the short term and long term, and also what's the impact is ultimately going to be on Medicare as we have a rising senior population, especially the baby boomers that are coming in to the famous Plan Bs or Medicare side of things.
All great questions. Since I'm in a good mood today, let's talk about the solutions. We all know the problems. We're taking in $2.2 trillion and we're spending $3.7 trillion. We all know that garbage. Let me give you solutions to Social Security, solutions to Medicare, and tell you why we're not in trouble.
I am all in for that. I like solution talk, let me tell you.
Okay, solution for Social Security, in this man's opinion, is very simple. We're going to have to make some adjustments, and it's going to have to be done in advance, of course. That's by at some point instituting higher payroll taxes. Don't pass out or turn to another station. I'm talking on a limited basis. We have to talk about a permanent infusions of general revenue to get this back in track. And I'm not talking today, and I'm not talking next year or 2 years. We're going to have to at some point have some reductions in benefits, and that's a lot of these things that can be done by establishing what would be called a flat tax. And that's a whole other, or what's called a fair tax. And that's to simplify the entire tax system, basically almost do away with the IRS, at least as a police force, and we can simplify that. The real way Social Security is going to be saved is if we follow the example that's set in the state of California. And California used to be a leader. I know they've done some crazy things, but one of the best things they've done is they have privatized their investment. So they have an organization called CalPERS, CalPERS, and it's run by they've hired the Harvard-educated, the Al Arians and the Bill Grosses from places like PIMCO. They've hired that kind of management, and instead of lending money, which the Social Security Trust Fund is now, lends the money to the United States government at 1%, which is crazy. They invest money in stocks, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying individuals should put money in stocks, but let these experts go into stocks, real estate, and other areas that are going to give us more than a 1% return on our money. And let's not use this as a cheap resource besides China for funds for the United States. So it's very simple. It's there, it's been done, and it's worked. Medicare is also another one of these programs that are very simple. And what we're going to have to do, and everything, nothing here is new, which is so nice. Everything's been established. As I say, CalPERS is there. Hey, have your folks Google it, look it up, look how it operates, and then tell your senators and Congress people, that's how to do it, guys. Stop arguing.
Absolutely.
The other part is Medicare. There's something called the Federal Employees Health Benefit Program. And it really would require, and I say we should match that for Medicare, and that the government contribution's got to be based on real market calculations of the price of medical goods and services, but it also should be capped at a certain dollar amount each year, as it is today. It's a simple model that if we follow, and as I say, it's there. We're doing it now for federal employees. Squeeze out money. I mean, this game of, and I'm not being Republican or Democrat, but this game of having the Democrats right now say, well, we cut $1 trillion last year, $700 million of it was for Medicare. Yeah, but that's like my ex-wife. You cut that, you put it into another program and spend it. Don't give me cuts that you've spent. Give me cuts if you're going to reduce it and wring fraud and everything else out of it, then leave it in the program. So I guess I got political. But those are two simple solutions. Now, the third thing that I think is very important, and I want your people to understand this. Our country is very, very strong. At 70 years old, we've seen this, we've done this. I'm 70. We've done this before. We can be saved, and we will be saved by our natural resources. So all this garbage about raising taxes on the 1% or 2%, this is all a canard. As far as we're concerned, we have something now called oil and gas.
Absolutely.
I'm beginning to sound like the president about the little plane lands on the big deck. and I don't want to talk to you guys and gals out there like you're dumb, but North America is going to become a net energy exporter by 2025, and that's thanks to a surge in oil and gas production. We're in the midst of a renaissance. We also have growing production in Canada in what are called the oil sands region, and much of that's imported to the United States. We're also going to see tremendous growth in the Gulf of Mexico, which is, we just started of our outer shelf. 5% is being developed. So at some point we get to. I'm going to use a ridiculous example. We're either going to have an oil well off of Santa Barbara, which God forbid can never happen, or we're going to have a bunch of people out of work. Well, at some point, the people out of work or who don't have great jobs and are sitting here dying on the economy are going to say, look, it's great now that I'm out of work. I can go and look at this beautiful, pristine beach, or what's a nice word to say? To heck with the beach. I have to think it's early. We're not going to ruin the beach. Come on, let's go and drill, and then 50 of us, instead of sitting here, with our Michelobes looking for whales, we can go to work.
Well, and I would absolutely agree with you right there. Get back to a couple items. Number one, in reference to Social Security, I'm a big believer, number one, in the flat tax. I've told that. I'm a big believer in the flat tax. I think our code system we have right now is really messed up. I also think that, last year, one of the things that we did, for example, we did a holiday tax, obviously, on Social Security.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Terrible.
We have an issue with Social Security in which we need to fund it more. Why give a holiday tax on something that we know right now we cannot do, that we couldn't afford to do?
That's when my knee is in a brace because I tried to kick myself in my butt trying to figure out that exact thing. We have that holiday, and I understand that we have to stimulate the economy, and I'm all for stimulating the economy. But if you look at what we can do with oil, gas, shale, this, that, and the other, and I'm talking about clean energy and technology. The president and those points are right, but the cleanest energy is what we have the most abundance of, and that is natural gas. We can build rail cars. We can build pipelines. There are all kinds of things. Now, we might kill a special bug, and I don't want to kill animals. I like animals more than people.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Fred, we're going to come up against this break right here. Let everybody who is listening to us right now how they can reach you and how they can get more information on Certified Senior.
CertifiedSenior.com. If you send me an email, I promise I'll get back to you within a couple of days. I just get so many. But if you have any questions, any comments, CertifiedSenior.com. But we do have a solution. I saw it with copper going back 30, 40 years ago. With this oil and our other natural resources and our technology, that we are going to just shine. I can't say what the rest of the world is going to do. I know we're going to do awfully darn good. So don't let these politicians get you all depressed.
Absolutely. Well, Fred, thank you much for being on board today. For all those listening, that was Fred with Certified Senior. Go look him up and check him out. We're going to a break right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.